Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. How is everybody? Welcome to my live stream. A little bit out of the ordinary as I'm not at home. I'm in Queensland, Australia, the Gold Coast. It's about 40 minutes south of Brisbane City. So my background's a little bit different to what you usually see. There's no model bench behind me for a change. No models at all, actually. So it actually looks a little bit, if it wasn't for my mess of my bag and stuff around, it looks a bit like one of those backgrounds you put in. But I can guarantee you it's real. So yeah, I've come up for a few days break in Australia here. Yesterday was Australia Day. It's a public holiday. A lot of people are making a long weekend out of it by having the Friday off as well, which is today. I took a day off annual leave on the Wednesday and finished work as early as possible to hop on my motorcycle and ride just a touch under 1,000 kilometres up to here, which yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about that ride. There's a few little interesting moments along the way, but we'll quickly get into chat and say g'day to people before you get ahead of me too much. I'm streaming from my laptop, which is what I do my model videoing on. So it's a little bit different to what I usually do. So bear with me. Anyway, Jeff's in first. How are you, buddy? Welcome. You're well, I know, because you told me, because I asked. We have James from Toboldigo Model Works in. Welcome, mate. Welcome. We got Lucas in, who called in as well. Hello. G'day. Yes, that song you asked that I used for the intro, posted that there in chat. That's what it's named. That's who it's by. Yeah, it's a bit of a catchy tune, isn't it? I get a few people asking about that. So I sort of stuck with it. So, yeah. Moss was in. I don't know if he still is. He's doing a live stream on his channel, Moss6510 Models. Don't try sneaking off and going over there because it's for his private members. He's doing a private stream for his members only. So who knows what's going on there? But I guess we won't know, will we? I think he I don't know if he's still with us or not. He's probably moved on, but he called in to say hello and gave us a thumbs up, and that's great. Just skipping down to chat. So Sam's in, of course. Hello, Sam. Welcome and good morning. How's the weather in Sydney? I heard there were storms last night. I'm up here at my father's. This is sort of a you wouldn't call it a granny flat. It's probably a grandpa flat. I don't know. But this is connected to my sister's house here at Coomera Waters. It's quite nice. So while I'm here, he's at my place. So we're sort of house swapping. So yeah, I heard there was a storm down there. We had very hot weather up here. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it got up to about 35 degrees here yesterday. And it's going to be up in the 30s again today, although this morning it's a bit overcast and cloudy out there. Scott's come in and said hello. Hello, Scott H. Welcome. Everybody's saying hello to you because they're all friendly people here. There's Wayne Saunders. G'day, mate. How's the UK? Is it still cold over there? Sure it is. Yeah, I won't rub it in too much, but oh boy, it was hot yesterday. Wow, I rode my bike up into Brisbane City. It's been 3 years since I've been up in Queensland. This is where I used to live before COVID hit, and they shut all the borders around Australia for all the states, and I couldn't get back. I got stuck in New South Wales. So I've been there ever since. But I went into Brisbane yesterday, and boy, has it changed. There's so much construction going on. There's an area called Queen's Wharf, which is all the way around the Brisbane. Because if you don't know Brisbane sits, the Brisbane River runs around the outside of the city, pretty much circles the whole side of the city, and there's all the waterfront areas are all cafes and restaurants and nightclubs and just social eating places and all sorts of places. There's a place called South Bank, which is on the other side of the river that overlooks the city. So I went to South Bank on my motorbike up there, met up with a mate, and just looking at the city, all the construction work on this area called Queen's Wharf, all these new buildings go out. It's just fantastic because to me, it brought back a lot of memories because I used to work as a security officer in a lot of these buildings, from government buildings to residential, commercial, the whole lot, through dozens of buildings throughout the city. And I've really noticed the whole landscape change. They're building one of those ones with, that building in Singapore where the roof, the two towers, and then there's a roof that joins across the top, and it's all green and trees and a swimming pool up there. Well, they're building the same sort of building here in Brisbane as well. The last time I was here 3 years ago, it was just beginning to be a hole in the ground. Now the two towers are actually all built, and it's probably got another 12 months to go, but yeah, quite a sight. So hello to Wayne. I said hello. John Alex is there from John Alex Scalemodeling. Welcome, mate. And Rims Models is in. Hello, how are you? Very good. I'm going to go down. Rims Models, yes. Rims Models. Everyone's saying hello. And Alan's in. Hello, Alan. Good to see you. Good to join. Who else have we got? A few people popping in, eh? What's Sam saying? Pete, Thursday's storm was really spectacular, electrical storm. Yeah, Friday didn't do much, but the temperature yesterday was 35 degrees. I'll put yours up on the screen. There we go. Parramatta in Sydney, where I am, was 33 degrees. And it's cool now. No, that's fantastic. I love the heat. I love it. Although when you're riding a motorbike and you're wearing all the gear, it's not so good when you stop at traffic lights. But the good thing about Brisbane is there's not many traffic lights. I can ride from where I am here. It's a 45 minute run straight up to the city, and it's pretty much 110 kilometers an hour straight up all the way. And I won't touch a set of lights until I go over the river and into the city itself. So, unlike Sydney, where and that's not a toll road either. That's freeway straight up to the city. In Sydney, I can tell you now, I think I've mentioned this in one of my other streams, I jumped on a toll way to go from my place to 3 suburbs away, got on, went through the toll booth, then was there for 5 minutes, and it's a 10-minute ride, and then came back, and that just cost me about $10.50 in tolls on a motorbike. In Sydney, they charge you the same as a car. Up here in Brisbane, there are toll roads, but on a motorbike, you get charged half price, which is what it should be. But anyway, I'm not going to complain. Tim's there. Hello, Tim. How was the ride? Hi, everyone. Yes, Tim, it was a great ride. I'll talk about that a little bit. We're not going to be really talking much models. I will mention, though, that the next Yamato video that comes out will be about putting on the deck. It's only about a 35 to 40-minute video. It'll be out Tuesday next week. I had to get a bit ahead of time because I'll be up here for 5 days. But yeah, it's all about putting the deck on. And just a heads up there, it looks good. Had a bit of an issue, a few problems, but it went on well, went on okay in the end. The ride up here was great. I was hoping to leave Sydney a little bit earlier than I did, but work sort of had its delays and I didn't get out to an hour later. So rather than finish at about 2:30, I didn't get away till about nearly 4 o'clock, I think it was. But I managed to get out of Sydney reasonably quick to avoid the traffic. and then headed up the highway. It's about a 9 to 10 hour trip, 1,000 kilometers. Obviously, I'm not going to do it all in one hit, but I was planning to get 4 hours up. Well, actually, yeah, about trying to get halfway anyway. But it started getting dark too late. It was 6:30 p.m. I stopped in a roadhouse, got a hamburger, chips, cappuccino for something to eat, and then I looked at my phone and it said that the sun sets in another hour and a half. Now, I wasn't staying in a motel because they're all too expensive. They put the prices up with school holidays. We still have school holidays over here. So I took a tent and my sleeping bag and mat. And I've done this plenty of times before. I'd go find a place on a side road in the bush somewhere and put the tent up, which is exactly what I did. A place called Bulahdelah. I know we have some strange names over here. Mostly it's all Aboriginal names. But Bulahdelah, yeah. So I went up a not a dirt road, but just a side road and round where people have farms. And I found a quiet spot on the side of the road. And it took me no more than 20 minutes to have my tent up and set up. And then I just sat there and waited and the sun set and started to get dark. And yeah, it was good. So, yeah, that's where a few of the problems started. Hello, Bob. Hey, welcome, mate. Just popping in. Thanks for the thumbs up. Excellent. So Ralph's there. Hello, Ralph. How are you? Good. Yeah, so for some reason when I pulled up at this little spot I found, I could hear all these cows down in a paddock in the distance, and they're all mooing like cows do. And I thought it sounded like they're all getting milked or something. I don't know what was going on, but there's like a big party of cows down there, and herd. Yeah, they're making a lot of noise. And I assume they made that noise before I got there because I was quite away. I couldn't see them, but I knew they were in the distance. Anyway, it was about 9 o'clock at night, and these cows are still mooing out there. Like they're like full on. I'm not going to make the sound effects, but making a lot of noise. And it sounded like there were probably about 50 or 60 of them in the herd out there. Anyway, it went on all night. Hey, like I managed to get to sleep, but it wasn't easy. And then, well, I didn't sleep too well. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning where they started to quieten down a little bit. And then about 4 o'clock in the morning, I couldn't hear them anymore. But then, of course, the sun's starting to come up at an hour later. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with those cows. Nobody came out to check on them, I guess. The owners never came out. Something was spooking them. And I'm sure it wasn't me. But I'm going to make sure. It was a great spot to camp that I found, but I'm not going to stop there on the way back. So I need more sleep. So anyway, where are we in chat? I think I've caught up. I have caught up. That's excellent. What's happening on the stream? We got 14 thumbs up, 14, 15 watching. Excellent. Cool dudes. All right. Yeah, so another little problem I had on the ride, and it's a shame that Paul and Sue aren't in chat. This one's for Sue. After I packed up my sleeping bag and everything and loaded up the bike, I had to go get fuel. So it was probably about 40 minutes, 30 minutes to the gas station. I pulled in, and I've got like a tank bag that sits over the fuel tank in front of me. I lifted that up to undo the fuel cap, and sitting right on the top of my tank was this huntsman spider. Now, I'm not exaggerating, but it was about that long. So we're looking at 10 centimeters, 4 inches long, just lying there beside my fuel cap on the tank. And fortunately for me, I have no problem with spiders. I mean, I can pick up a huntsman, something like that, and just throw it away. I have no problem. Spiders don't bother me, unlike some people, Sue. So I went to flick it away, but unfortunately it got that took off under my bag and disappeared somewhere on the bike. Oh, well, don't worry. So I filled up with fuel, jumped back on the bike and heading up the highway. And I thought, well, if things crawl out on my handlebar or somewhere above on my bag on my bike or something, you know, it's different doing your car. You'd probably freak out. Most people would. But anyway, I'm just riding along, speed limit 100, 110 kilometers an hour. And then just for a fraction of a second, I just look over to the left and I see this little spot go doof, like that past me. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that was the spider. I think he's tried to get down a little bit and the wind's just caught him and off he went. The good thing is that he didn't go boof into my visor, because I have a habit of riding. I have a helmet which has a clear visor and then tinted underneath. And I had that top one up because I like to get the airflow, and like it's so hot here, up here, so I get the airflow. But yeah, if it had hit me and gone into my helmet, well then, yeah, I would have probably, even though I don't mind spiders, I would have freaked a bit. But what happened was, I was probably riding for about another hour or so when, again, that plastic part of my helmet, I'll actually show you what I'm talking about. All right. So there we go. So here's the helmet. I ride with this up, okay, and that down, okay. So it's like not having to wear sunglasses. So what's happened is a bug of some sort has gone bang and hit me here, and it's got stuck up in here, right? You can see there's quite a lot of room in there, right? But it's got stuck up in there, and out from wearing the helmet, out of the corner up in my left corner above my eye, I could see these black legs hanging down here, and this abdomen of whatever the hell it was struggling. And my first thought was, holy cow, if it comes down into here, it's going to get sucked behind and inside my helmet here. So, and at the time it hit my helmet, I'm overtaking a car. And I've got one hand trying to flick and get rid of this damn thing. And it went, no problem, all right? So I thought, oh, that was close. Then I should have learnt my lesson by now, but then about another 30 minutes down the road, again, bang, another bug hits me. This time it hits not here, but hits my tinted visor and lands right there. And again, I could see this body of this black beetle thing sitting there with its legs flaying around. So right here, and I thought, oh my God, it's right in my helmet now. This thing's coming in and joining me. So again, I'm flicking, trying to get rid of it. And then I think I've got it and it's gone. I thought, thank God for that. So I'm riding along, and then while I'm riding along, I feel a bit itchy inside like this, you know, and then above my right eye, I look, and this bug didn't actually get flicked away at all. It actually got in my helmet. It's crawled around my forehead. Oh my God, I freaked out. I'm like, holy cow. So I grabbed my hand, so not the hand on the accelerator, my left hand, I've come across, reached in there, grabbed it, and just gone woof, thrown it out. And, yeah, scary moment. And then from then on, for the rest of the trip, what did I do? I kept this down and locked. No more bugs are getting in my helmet. So, yeah, that was fun. So, yeah. Scott terrified of spiders. Yeah. I'm just going back and catch up with the comments. Yeah, spiders, the bugs were a problem. Yeah, I don't know what that thing was. You know, you ever seen those rhinoceros beetles? We don't have them here, but they're like this big thing. I don't know. It was quite big. You know, I'm like spiders, not a problem. although in the helmet would have been a problem. Yeah. One of the fears on a motorcycle ride is getting a bee go in because they end up stinging you. It's not much fun. Yeah, so pretty freaky stuff, eh? What do we got, Ralph? So I'll put your comment up on there. 6 hours, it was worth it. Okay, and yes, you're terrified of spiders. Yeah, I'm terrified of cockroaches. All right, and if it were a cockroach, seriously, if that were a cockroach, I would have crashed too. Yeah, for sure. I can't even step on a cockroach. I'm afraid of cockroaches so much. But anyway, that's another story that you've probably already heard. And yeah, Rims is mentioning Jeff Donohue's kit, the build that's coming along really, really nice. I'm guessing there'll be another video coming up in the next couple of days. I think it's been 5 days since that last one. Yeah, I'll have videos to catch up on because I'm not getting the opportunity up here to see too many videos. So what's Jeff saying? My brother actually had a bee go between his helmet and his head. Yeah, stung him right on the ear. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, fortunately, I haven't had that happen. The bee. Hi, Peter and everyone else. Just back from the hospital. Hey, Randy. Good to know you're back. Hope you're well. I hope everybody's well. What's the time over there? It must be evening. Yeah, I'm sure it's evening. James says a bumblebee hit me between the eyes, and it hurt. And a sparrow hit. Yeah, well, anything hitting you at 110 kilometers an hour on a bike can be painful. That's for sure. Well, insect-wise or birds. Yeah, I've had some close calls. I remember a pigeon went by my helmet like this, and I think, God, if that had slammed into my helmet, that probably would have knocked me off the bike. Incredible. So yeah, I'm just trying to catch up with the chat. A bumblebee. I'm guessing, yeah, that'd be a big bee, eh? Like a big, like a capital B. You don't want to get hit by a bumblebee. Oh, jeez, that's crazy. The huntsman spiders too, by the way, they're harmless. They're not venomous. They just look pretty bad. They're brown, furry, and they get up to that big, like, yeah, you could the palm of your hand. So that big. They're quite common. You see them up on the roof inside your house. Yeah, they come out a lot after the rain too. I don't know where that one most probably fell out of the tree that I was parked under when I camped and landed on the bike. Yeah. So that's good. Everybody's good. That's 3:20. Okay. Rightio. Yeah, I put the time up for the show at the usual 6 a.m. my time, but Queensland is behind an hour to New South Wales. So I'm actually streaming an hour earlier. I didn't realize it until after I'd set the stream to this time, but I'll know. I'm only up here for another 2 days. So tomorrow I'll head back. I'll take my time going back. I won't make such a big, it's a long time since I've ridden my Suzuki. It's a Suzuki V-Strom 1000, and for the last few months, I've been riding my little Kawasaki Ninja to work and back. It's just a 10-minute ride. The big bike's just been sitting there, and yeah, I forgot the sore muscles I was getting from. I mean, I've ridden my Suzuki V-Strom around the whole east coast of Australia, from the top of Cape York down to Victoria, but and all inland through desert and towns. But I still remember on that ride too, getting used to the bike position and riding. And yeah, on this trip, especially when I woke up in the morning and looked at my Google Maps and it told me I had another 6 hours riding ahead of me, I'm like, oh God, 6 hours, Jesus. So what was I saying? Yeah, I was getting sore arms just in here and here from holding my arms up for so long. Particularly, I don't have cruise control, so I can't let go of my accelerator. Back was getting a bit sore, shoulders were getting a bit sore. Try and move around a little bit, get the neck moving a bit. Being on a motorbike, there's quite a few fuel stops. But I'll get 400 kilometers on a full tank riding on the highway. But that was still, I made 3 stops along the way for fuel. And sometimes there's quite a gap between fuel stations as well. I mean, we all live in a big country here, so you can be on the main highway. There's 2 ways to come to Queensland on the roads. There's the Pacific Highway, which takes you up the coast, even though you don't really see any of the coastline, but it's up the coastline, which is the most popular. But then there's one called the New England route, which takes you inland. Places like, you wouldn't know the names, most of you, but there'd be Tenterfield and places inland. And that highway is a bit more boring to ride. I've driven up and down plenty of times over the years, but not on a bike. Most bikers will ride the Pacific Highway. There are some really nice roads inland as well between the two, particularly one called the Waterfall Way, where there's an area you go down through the mountains and there's waterfalls literally beside the road going across the road in these beautiful valleys. So we'll check the route and see how much time I've got. If I leave early enough on a Saturday and get far enough south, my ride Sunday won't be so long. Maybe I could do a detour like that. I have to go to work on Monday, so I don't want to get back too late on Sunday. We got everyone, Randy saying hello to everybody. Mike Pierce, hello from Canada. Welcome. Canada, I'm sure, is quite cold. Very, very cold up there. I like Canada. I'm trying to think of the time of the year I was in Canada. I think it was in May and June, many years ago. I drove across Canada actually, from Maine in the US through Quebec, Montreal, Toronto, into Toronto. Yeah. And as far the other way is a place called Sault Ste. Marie, which was up a little north, where I met someone I knew that was a Canadian Mountie. Yeah, beautiful country up there. About New South Wales and the Wuhan flu. Oh, Randy did. Yeah, I saw an interesting fact today about New South Wales and the Wuhan flu. Oh, okay, interesting. Let us know. I don't know what. Yeah, there's all sorts of troubles we had here. And Sam's leaving. Sorry, guys, it's 7:25 a.m. I've got to go. Just been invited to go and have breakfast with a friend. Chat up later. Be safe journey. All on chat. Bye. Okay, Sam, you're probably already gone because I'm behind in the chat, but thanks for joining. Everyone will say goodbye to Sam. We're going down. Rims Models. And look who's there. Jason, Model Kit Stuff. Excellent. Just saw a Facebook post about some decals with... what was it you put on there? Wood grain decals. That's different. Yeah. So doing well, mate. You're doing really well. Your channel's doing fine. I'll give you a shout out. You deserve all you can get. You're closing on that big 5,000 subscribers mark. I think you're maybe 50 subscribers off or something. I'm not sure, but doing well. And you're so busy. You've got so much going on at once. You always have from day one. I don't know how you do it, actually. I'd get burnt out. I struggle doing 2 models at once, let alone you with 4 or 5 going. you know, oh yeah, this is. But you got a variety there. And what's happened with the Queen Mary, mate? What have you done? You've put it in the attic, hidden it away. Eh? Can you imagine if I'd been keeping up with you building that Queen Mary too? Eh? That was over a year ago we started that. Over a year ago. Anyway, so yeah, you guys, I don't have to say it, but you're all subscribed to Model Kit stuff anyway. Jason over there, so I don't have to say it. Get over there and subscribe. But yeah, I think probably this time next week you'll hit that 5,000 subscribers. So I'll get in there first and say well done. Randy says, I didn't know rain could hurt, but tried driving during a typhoon. Happened to me in Okinawa. Yeah. Oh, rain can. Yeah. I think I was down on the Great Australian Bight on my big trip Australia, and I went through some really heavy rain, and it's hitting your helmet like bullets when it's really stormy. We got Rim saying hello. Haven't seen Ron pop in yet. Ron usually pops in for a hello. Has he popped in? I'll quickly look down. No, not yet. You know what I did? Because I was riding up here yesterday and I didn't, my routine in the morning here is Ron's video comes on. Now, if I'm not, usually I'm driving, it's about 9, 10 a.m. our time. So what I do is, I think Jace does the same things. It's routine. We always jump on his video and watch him when he first comes on. And I missed the video that he did yesterday, right? So, or the day before yesterday. So on his video, yesterday's video, I got a notification that showed Ron Calvary's model ship episode or part 1. The very first part 1 of his ship build came up by YouTube. So I made a comment in his comment saying, hey, I just got notifications. It's, 4 years ago today, you had part 1 go up of the model ship. And then he's dropped in chat, replied back in comments to me with a link to his video the day before, which was the first video I have not actually watched, the first video I actually missed of Ron's, where the first thing he said in that video was, well, it was 4 years ago today, we did part 1. So he caught me out. I didn't watch his video, but I can tell you, Ron, it was the only one I missed because I was riding my motorbike. Anyway, catching up on chat. I've got to get down, catch up with you guys. What's going on? Moving on. Hello, yes, saying hello. Everybody's saying hello to Jason. Mike Pierce says 25 centimeters of snow last night. 25 centimeters, that's a quarter of a meter. That's a lot of snow, eh? Wow. Wow. But I guess that you've only got another couple of months. What is it now? We're 3 months, I'm guessing, and it's all going to start melting away and be not so cold. What else we got? Moving down. You can have our Prime Minister. Oh, what? Not popular? Someone says send him to New Zealand. Yeah, look, listen, I don't, as you guys know, I don't watch the news. I did hear something about the New Zealand Prime Minister. Have they got a new one now? Did they have an election? That woman's gone? I don't know. What's wrong with your Prime Minister? You can have ours. I don't know. I haven't watched any news. I can tell you it's been 6 months or more that I've turned on a channel for the news on TV or listened on the radio, any news, nothing. I just overhear things from people talking. But I'm so much more happier because news is just bad news. I just got sick of it. You know? So what do you got here? Yeah, for my wingnut Gotha build. Yeah. I'll go back and have a look at that. Um, yeah. Very good. I especially like the weathering you're doing on that diorama of that building. You know, just when I think, oh, that looks great, you do more to it now. My God, that looks even better now. And then you think it's done, and you find some more bits to do. It's like I would have stopped and not gone any further. But yeah, getting that realistic look of it to scale, it's technique, isn't it? Bill's there. Hello, Bill. Welcome, mate. 2 week, yeah, oh yeah, a week or two. You reckon? Oh, I don't know, man. I'll give it a week at the most. I reckon next week you'll touch it. We'll see. We'll see. Um, John's there. What have we got? Caught around Singleton at knock of time. Traffic's really bad. Yeah. I had no traffic issues. It was quite good. Um, the police were out and about, but not too bad. Here in New South Wales, they have, I mentioned this last week, double demerits. So if you get booked speeding or anything, you lose twice the points off your license on a long weekend or a public holiday. And of course, they make it harder for you because they make, even though Thursday's the public holiday, they make Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days double demerit points. So. But what I've found out too is that, see, even though I'm living in New South Wales, my motorcycle and my license are still Queensland. And as far as I'm aware, when New South Wales do a double demerits, it's only to New South Wales driver's license holders. So being a Queensland driver's license holder or bike license holder, I wouldn't lose double demerit points. But then I don't speed either. See, honestly, I don't speed. I, I'm pretty good. And plus, I don't have a great deal of points that I can afford to lose either. I'm just checking my phone. I had it on silent and getting messages, but no, it's okay. Nothing important. Um, so, yeah, so traffic's been pretty good. And of course, Queensland and Brisbane traffic is just nothing compared to Sydney. Yeah, nothing. Peter, how's the Aussie scale model? How's Aussie Scale Modeler? Have you heard from him? I know it's a terrible time for him and his family. Yes, so I can give you an update there. Myself, Jason Hibbo, got on a 3-way video chat on our phones yesterday while I was by the pool. Hibbo was just finished back home after work, and Jace was, what was he doing? Putting some fishing rod holders on his boat. So Jason's doing better. The funeral for the little fella is next Tuesday, and yeah, so he's he was it was good to see him talking to us, and you know, yeah, he's just that character. He's just a strong character. So as terrible as the whole thing was and is, it's just something that time will heal. Hey, time will heal. Yeah, but it's the memories. So it's the memories that will stay that you had with that short time with the little fella. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, life goes on. Hey, but it was good to have him talking. I can't say for sure if there will be an Aussie Modelers Live this weekend coming. Maybe not. More likely the following weekend. We will see. And I'm going to catch up on chat. I'm falling behind. I've talked about Queen Mary 2 a long time. No, Queen Mary 2 will be back in a couple of weeks when the Tiger is done. Okay. That's good, because you're doing all the fun parts of the Queen Mary 2 now. All the pool, the deck areas, the upper decks. It's really coming at the point where it's starting to look like the ocean liner that it is. But yeah, amazing detail you've done on that. Fantastic. So yes, James is still with us. He's still with us. Yes, it's all good. Moving down, what do we got? I saw your good news. Yes, to boldly go to James. Yep. And Scott's there. Hello, Scott H. Ron is I saw you before. Ron is a YouTube Iron Man. He is, eh? He's yeah. I love watching his channel. You know, not just for the model shipbuilding. It's just all the detail he goes through. I don't know how he finds time every day to do that. I mean, you know, all right, it takes him a while to build a ship, but look at all the stuff he's doing in between, like getting all those camera angles. I mean, when he says, okay, let's have a closer look at this, I'll put the macro lens on, right? And well, repositioning his camera, changing the lens, setting up the focus point and all that, there's 20 minutes gone by. That's got to take him 20 minutes to shoot another little segment that he might talk for 5 minutes about. Yeah, it's commitment, isn't it? But, oh yeah, we all love Ron. Randy's bought one of those Schnell boats. Everybody's doing that. The group build with Nigel. I think Nigel just put a video up not long ago, a couple of hours ago, an update on that group build with Paul and Chris. So yeah, that's a nice looking little boat too. Hugh Gordon's on. Hello, mate. Welcome. I'm just checking quickly. Go back to the tab 19 watching. I don't know how up to date that is. 22 thumbs up. Excellent. Happy with that. My picture's clear, isn't it? It looks really good. I wish my apartment was well lit like this. It's just that in here we've got lighter coloured walls with a white ceiling, whereas my place has a grey ceiling. I've got grey carpet. Here we've got tiles, light coloured tan tiles through. Brightens it all up. Yeah, I always struggle with light when it comes to model building. And you know, light's one of the most important things you need to have as your equipment when you're building a model is good lighting. Makes all the difference. Yeah. You get good lighting, you don't need to be afraid of all that photo etch. You can see it better. Going down here, sorry, missed the biking part. Rhoda built HD rigs for years. Yeah, okay. I've only been riding for 8 years, actually. I saw some Facebook pop up, you know, when it tells you what 8 years ago today you were doing this. I think it was 8 years ago last week I was getting my bike license. So, yeah. Was good. Mike, moving on. Thanks for coming in, watching. Skullfish is in there now. Hello, buddy. Saying hello to everybody in chat. Welcome, mate. Haven't seen Alex Buildrat in. He usually pops in. Might have had a big night out or an early start for work. Everyone's saying hello. We got John Alex saying hello to Jason, Randy, and Hugh. Jay saying evening back to Alex, John Alex. Hugh saying evening, guys. What else we got? Remember, picture and sound is excellent, Pete. Yeah, that's good. They've got good internet up here as well, so it makes a difference. What else? Luke is saying, I thought about filming some modeling too, but I am usually close over models, so figuring camera angles would be tricky. Yeah, biggest problem too is hands get in the way. Top down. If you can manage top down, that's the best way to get your angles. I'll just pop your chat up in the screen so everyone can read that. Yeah, so top down camera is the easiest way. And then like that's 90% of what I do, but then occasionally I'll move the camera to the side and look at what I'm doing, particularly on a ship where you want to look at the side of it and just bring in different angles. And yeah, for a while there, I was knocking my head on my camera because where it was mounted on this ring light above me, and this like telescopic arm came off from the back of the bench. And if I had it up too high, I wasn't close enough. My camera wouldn't zoom down close enough to the model. I have a Logitech. I can't remember the brand name of the thing, but it's a good camera. My issue I have with my camera is the sound. I have sound problems. And what you might notice if you watch my next video out, and possibly the last video out, is my voice sounds like I'm inside a tin can at certain points through the video. And that's because now it's summer here in Sydney or in Australia. And in summer we have cicadas. And cicadas, I have a park outside my apartment, and the trees fill up with them. And you hear them, they all come on at the same time going, and that noise, I can close the doors, all the windows, everything. I can't block it out. And my microphone's picking that up, and it's affecting my voice. So I'd be there working on my model videoing, and then the cicadas would start up outside, and I'd have to stop, pause the video, and wait, because sometimes they might go for like 20 minutes, half an hour. Other times they might just go for a few minutes, and then wait for them to stop, and then good, hit record again and finish what I'm doing before they start up again. Oh my gosh. And I've got all the things in OBS Studio for different ways of muffling the sound and doing all that, which I am using. So it's the end result sounds better than if I wasn't using all the features of the editing. But yeah, it's still, you can't block it out. What do we got? Yeah, the camera is always where your arm is. Yeah, it is. John Alex says, I live in a 17-year cicada area. You can hear them with the windows up, listening to you. Yeah. Yeah, the sound travels, doesn't it? I find it quite amazing when, you can be riding a motorbike. The way that they sound is just incredible. You can be riding along the road and hear them, and it's like they're all following you with the sound, and then they cut out all at the same time. Amazing. Anyway, I've got a drink here. I haven't even touched. A nice cold Coke. Oh, I needed that. That's actually out of the fridge. It was already in the fridge. It's my dad's. I'm going to drink all these cans of Coke. I'm going to leave the empty cans back in the fridge when I go. I know, because I have Coke in my fridge at home that I guarantee he's drinking. So fair's fair. What else we got? So what else is news? I've got nothing much else to say, believe it or not. All this talking. Ask me a question. Anybody got any questions? And then I'll ask somebody who knows the answer. Facebook. Someone talked about, Paul's not on. Paul Price. Haven't seen you this morning. You're always on. What's happened? Is it because I'm doing this earlier than normal? Maybe. He mentioned my photo on Facebook of the tiger holding the tiger's tail in the cage, and that that was a scary moment, I can assure you. I never liked cats when I was a kid. I did some pretty cruel things to cats when I was a kid, you know. And I just thought, this tiger, if it gets some bad vibe from me, and I can tell you that if you look at my Facebook page and you check out that picture, you'll look at the tiger's just turning his head to look back at me. Now I've got one hand on its back and the other hand holding his tail. And about 2 seconds after that photo was taken, that tiger has looked at me in the eye, and I was just waiting for its claw to come around and swipe at me, hey. Because behind there, the person taking the photo was just this young kid with a stick that took me into the cage. This was in Thailand years ago. And this stick is not going to help anybody if this tiger decides to, you know, get a little bit aggressive. Anyway, it was all fun. Are you planning to travel to the UK anytime soon, mate? If COVID didn't hit, I was coming over there. But then again, that was before I knew any of you guys and I had a YouTube channel. So 2019, I had a container booked for the motorcycle to go to Heathrow. It would have taken 2.5 months on a container ship to get there. And then I was going to fly over there. There's a storage place. They look after your bike. I was going to fly over, jump on the bike, and then and spend 2 to 3 months riding around Europe, all through Western Europe. And as far across as going to Austria. I was going to go to Slovenia, Montenegro, cross the whatever that water is there into Italy, come up through Italy. Or before that, come down through Germany after going to Finland, Sweden, and the Netherlands. Yeah, but COVID, I had to cancel all of that. Not going to happen. Now, there's that big show that you had on. I know you, Jason. If you don't already know it, go over to Jason's channel. He just did a video of a model show. I forget the name of it. I haven't even watched all of it. I just watched the first 10 minutes. I'm going to watch the rest of it. But the other model show that you guys have over there, the Telford one, yeah. I said to Sue, Ice Queen, and to Chris, I said, if you guys organise the bus, what was the bus? What's the name of those the girls in that group? They were going to do the bus trip. Yeah, I said I would fly over to the UK for that model show. I really would. But Nigel will have to go this year. Don't worry about Jess. Get a dog sitter or something. But that would be great. Telford, maybe. But not anytime soon. You know, I'm in a big. I want to live in Thailand. I want to move to Thailand permanently. So I'm planning to do that, and it's a logistic nightmare. But yeah, Bill says I've just bought the Yamato 1200. Oh, excellent, buddy. Good. I know just the channel you need to go to watch that being built. Oh, you're already on it. Oh, well, congratulations on joining the Yamato Club. It's fantastic. Take your time. Make some space. You'll need it. Wombat Models is here. Hello, mate. G'day. I know you popped in. I saw you there. I was just trying to catch up with the chat. But yeah, the Yamato, fantastic. Are you thinking of getting the Pontos set extra for it? Bit of an outlay in money, that is. But, you know, I don't even know if they're still available. I haven't seen much of the guy pushing that on Facebook so much lately. I'm sure he is trying to still sell the thing. Otherwise, go to a website called 3D Wild. where you can get the wood deck. And if you happen, just seeing Jason, the Bolton model show, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you should go over and go to Telford. Yeah, I know. I'm going to hopefully do that. But yeah, talking about the 3dwild.com have the wooden deck, and they also include brass barrels for the turrets and all the brass guns to replace all the plastic guns. And there's also bollards in there as well. Check it out. It's cheap too. It's only like $150 something, less than that, $140 US. Might be cheaper than that. I think that included postage. But that's an option if you want to go the wooden deck. If you watch my video, which I'm sure you will, on Tuesday, my time, whatever your time, of part 9, I think I'm up to. I'm not sure. It's actually putting down the deck, and it has its issues, but yeah, it works out all right. I've used that deck before when I built the Arizona, and I had the same problems with part of it lifting, not sticking down. It comes with an adhesive bottom backing on it, so it's not something you've got to glue. But a lot might have to do, you'll see in the video when you watch anyway, a lot might have to do with the temperature. It was really hot the 2 days I spent working on that deck. That may have affected it. But again, I use my MIG ammo glue, which I always promote because it's the best stuff, and watered down to almost milk consistency, like you do with your paints sometimes, Tamiya. And I've used that to get under there and glue down parts that did actually lift in certain areas. But otherwise, the deck looks absolutely fantastic. It was one of those decks when you look at it and you open it up and you go, wow, that looks yellow, like light colored, too light colored, you know? And I think, oh, how's that going to look? Maybe and I was thinking of ways of staining the wood deck. You know, I know at certain points, the Yamato, they put soot across the whole deck and blackened it, but I didn't want to do that. But as it turns out, the backing paper that you peel off is yellow, and the deck itself is really, really thin, and that shows through. So once you peel that decking off and then you put it down on your plastic deck on your ship, the grey darkens the deck just a little bit, just the right amount that it actually looks really, really good. Watch the video. That's all I can say. Check out the video. You'll see. Particularly things, it comes with full masking as well, the masking set to mask up everything. Because I know I've gone on a bit about it, but one thing with this wood deck is there's areas on the deck that you want to paint the Imperial Japanese grey. The base of the turrets, some of the hatches that are built into the moulding, parts that need to be done grey. And then you put your masking, you mask it, the whole thing up over the plastic. Then you spray those areas with the grey, all right? And then when you put your deck down, the grey is only where it's supposed to be, you know, on those parts that stick through the holes in the decking, the wood decking. Because if you were to spray the whole deck grey, which was another option, just spray the whole thing grey and put your deck on top, that grey will show through the deck and it'll be darker. And I think too dark. All right. So I know that reference photos are all black and white images, but you can see some good images that do show that that deck was well looked after and maintained. And yes, James is saying the Spice Girls, the Spice Bus. That's right. Yeah, I said to them that I'll come over and I'll fly over to you guys and we'll all go up to Telford on the Spice Bus. How would that be? That would be just fantastic. But yeah, good news that you've got the Yamato. That's fantastic. That's great. I actually had contact from in Australia here where I bought the Yamato from, a place called Metro Hobbies. They did inform me not too long ago that through my video, they sold almost 50 models of the Yamato. I should have asked for a commission, shouldn't I? I should have been an affiliate, a sponsor of them or something. I got no commission from any of that. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see what the next big video will be, hey? We'll see. What else we got? Paul Christmas there, Christopher there. Hello, go back to yours. Hello. Sorry, I'm talking and not reading. Everyone's saying hello to you, Rims, to James, to everybody. There we go, going down. But yeah, good on you. It's quite an investment, Yamato, of both money and time. But it's going to look fantastic when you've finished it, that's for sure. How are we going? Rim models. Oh, he's asking Jason if you'll be going to Telford this year. There you go. See, you can't say it's too far. You know, look how small England is. You know, it doesn't take long to drive from what, all the way in the north to all the way in the south. Geez, I probably did that doing 1,000 kilometres over the last 2 days. I would have driven from what, London up to, gosh, I don't even remember. Is it Yorkshire? Well, that's sort of northeast, isn't it? Edinburgh. Could I have done that in less than 1,000 kilometres? Pretty sure. You know. Well, they're all old and wrinkly now, Peter. Yeah, that's just right. I have been to the UK once before, and I rented a car. I stayed in Greenwich. I went on the Cutty Stark, which is still there as far as I know, in Greenwich. I stayed at Blackheath. I met a couple of people when I was in India, and they gave me the keys to their house and said, there you go, we'll be there in a month. You can look after our place for us. So I did. Used to hop on the train at Blackheath every day and go into Charing Cross station in London and then walk everywhere in London. Jump back on the train. I did that for weeks, a few weeks. And then I rented a car. When the friends came back, gave them their house back, hopped on a bus to Cardiff in Wales, and then I rented a car and I drove all the way up through Wales and then up into Scotland, Loch Ness, Port Augustus, and then come back all the way around and down through Yorkshire. And yeah, good stuff. And that was in about April, May. I think it was a good time of the year. It's just warming up. So yeah, I'm just going to try and get there himself. Yep. Moving down chat, we got, yeah, no kidding. Yes, you should get freebie. Yeah. Paul's there. Here he is. Had a sleep in, did you? How's Toad Country? Yeah, it's fantastic. Fortunately, haven't run into any toads. That would be an experience. I was just talking about bugs that flew into me. But yeah, so for those who don't know, we have Queensland is famous for its cane toads, and these big cane toads like this, I think. I don't know if I've ever seen them this big. But yeah, so people go around with cricket bats and poof on their front lawn, smack them all. But yeah, Queensland, Toad Country. It's great up here, mate. It's beautiful. It's sunny, and my phone's ringing, and I will have to answer that a little bit later. My mother's ringing. I've got to go visit her today. It's all good. I'll call her back. we're going to have to end this soon anyway, because I've been going for just over an hour now. So everybody's saying hello to Paul. Good, good, good. What's this one? James says, Oz nearly burnt the Cuddy Stark down by doing a barbie. Yeah, that's all wood, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, first and only ever tall ship, I guess you'd call it, that I've ever been on. Yeah, good stuff. All right. Anyone else? London to Edinburgh is around 650 kilometres. Right. Well, that's what I did just yesterday. It took me about 6 hours doing, highway all the way. So, yeah. What else we got? London, Edinburgh. Yeah, we got that. Another one here, London, Edinburgh is 400 miles, 640 kilometres, yes. Paul saying hello to everybody. Dettol, cane toads and Dettol. Okay. I got an image of snails and salt. Yeah? Yeah. I can imagine. They probably don't like that. Wombat says, we used to catch cane toads before school and throw them on the road to see if they could avoid the cars. Yeah. They can't, can they? Yeah. Well, their luck runs out. Anyway, guys, I've got to go. I'm going to have to call it quits. Thank you all for joining. Everybody get a chance to say goodbye to each other in chat before I end the stream. Like I said, next Yamato is all about putting down the wood deck on it. It'll come out next Tuesday, my time, probably Monday for you guys. The ASLAV, I haven't done anything on that for a bit, but I'll be getting back into it. And it's all good. There's thanks for coming in. Yep, excellent. Have get your thumbs up. Excellent, guys. And I'll be heading back to Sydney. I'll be back on Sunday afternoon. And fantastic. So fantastic. All right. Okay. Just letting us all catch up on chat and say goodbye. So fantastic. All right. So hopefully the weather will clear up. It'll be nice. I'll be back in a swimming pool. It's a nice pool here. And catch us all next time. All right. Okay. Bye for now. See yous.